Last week I posted a video where I didn't catch any trade the whole of last week, and that was because I told myself I was going to follow my. In fact, that's what I normally do, but there were certain rules I know I normally just twist whenever I want to take trades sometimes. So last week I told myself I was not going to twist anything. I was just going to be 100% strict with those rules, and I ended up not taking any trade last week, even though I had some setup I was waiting for. And now this week it's just Tuesday already, and I've got some couple of trades which align perfectly with my rules and everything I watch out for when I want to trade and stuff like that. And this brings me to the message I want to pass across to us traders. See, the thing is, like I said in one of my previous video, when you do not understand what the market is doing at the moment, move to the next pair, abandon that pair for that particular time. It is not a must that you must trade that pair, and this is the issue I have with the preachers, those who preach just sticking to one pair and the rest of that. I agree with sticking to one pair, but it takes a lot of patience to do that, to stick to one pair, because trust me, there are certain times where your trading system do not match the market condition at that time. What do you do? What is required for you now is to wait, so have patience. But you see now, this is where most traders who trade one pair now enter into what we call losing streak now. In fact, what is losing streak? Losing streak is just your trading system not aligning with the market condition. But you know what? People still force trade, especially those people who trade just one pair. They still force trade because they just feel like they should be trading, or maybe it's been days without trade and stuff like that. And now they enter that losing streak. They start losing money unnecessarily just because the patience now is becoming frustrating, because you are staying for days and maybe probably 1 week, 2 weeks, the market is not just aligning with your system and you just feel like trading. So that's why I suggest that, see, just focus on maybe other pairs you get. For instance, now let's say I have my analysis on gold. A lot of traders trade gold a lot, and let's say I open the chart on gold and things are not just clear. You get, things are not just clear. Especially the way I trade now, I focus on the higher time frame, and I cannot easily determine the higher time frame bias and stuff like that. I just avoid the market. You get like that, then I move to the next pair. Okay, now if I were to be like a one pair guy now, after seeing that market condition that way, I close the chart, then I wait. Even it will take days for me to see my setup, I come back those times and stuff like that. You get, but the thing is, a lot of people lack that patience to wait. Then they start forcing trade. You start forcing trade. For instance, you might even have a very good bias. You'll be like, okay, now actually the market is trending and stuff like that, but the entries are not just presenting itself. Or maybe you go to the lower time frame and stuff like that, but the entries are not presenting itself. Now you start chasing price and start doing all of those stuff that put you into that so-called losing streak. So you see my point now. So one time I was backtesting, and I took my trading system. I went like to a year back, and I said backtest. I said recording data, and I discovered, while following my system 100% during the backtesting process, I discovered that there were months for that particular pair. There were months where I was not even getting any trading opportunities, and for some months I only got one trading opportunity, and for some months I only got one trading opportunity and ended in a loss. And there are some months I was getting very good, more than 2 to 3, 4 trading opportunities. In fact, 5 trading opportunities. I was getting like 2-3 trades per week in some months. And while some months, even after catching one trade, they still end up in break even or in a loss, while following my system back to back and stuff like that. So now, and I looked at it, those months where I was not getting those trades, even while I was back testing, I could still feel that frustration. And I was like, damn, so this thing is like this, even while I was back testing. So imagine it was real life now. That is where a lot of traders mess up. And that's where you enter that thing that is called losing streak. Because now, you know the market is not presenting the setup. But because you have seen that, okay, now it's 1 week into the month, it's 2 weeks into the month, no trades, stuff like that, and then you start forcing things. You start taking entries you're not supposed to take, just because of that frustration. And I asked myself, if I can still feel this frustration even while I was backtesting, then it's something I need to work on in the real market and real life and stuff like that. So now you see where the issue is now. So now, if you are a one pair guy, make up your mind that you are going to be very, very, very patient, because there are months. That's why you see some traders having bad months, bad weeks and stuff like that. I feel like those things are things that could be easily avoided. It could be easily avoided if you can be patient enough, and you will see that there are some months it's just back-to-back wins and stuff like that. So the issue is not the trading system, the issue is you. You are entering that losing streak not because of your trading system as issue, but because you fail to wait for that market condition that aligns with your trading system. So you see the whole point now. And another example here is this. I have a lot of traders I respect so much and I follow their footsteps a lot. I'll just call a few of them. I really respect Dax and Kelvin Talent, and another person I've been in his community for a long time now, and I respect his trading system so much is King FTP. Okay, now I was studying these three traders, right? And I discovered something. King FTP is a one pair guy. You get, he's a one pair guy and he's doing really, really great. His results are visible. I am a humble student of him, like not that I'm in his mentorship, but I'm in his community. One thing I discovered with King FTP is that he trades only one pair and stuff like that, and he's doing great with it. And there are times he goes into losing streaks, but a lot of times he's always on the winning streaks. He posts his setups and stuff like that on X very well. If you follow him on X, you see his level of accuracy and stuff like that. Then I noticed something with Dax and Kelvin Talent. Okay, now Dax is not a one pair guy. He trades a lot of pair, and his trading system has to do with the higher time frame stuff like that. So it requires a lot of patience from his own end. So there are times, maybe I noticed something. There are times maybe in a month he only posts one setup on one particular pair, and for like maybe 2 to 3 months you will not see him trade that pair again. Then maybe in the next month you see him posting another setup on that pair and stuff like that, and he keeps rotating like that. So I discovered something now. So now he trades multiple pairs and he checks for opportunities in those. So now I discovered that there are certain points that those particular pairs now are not presenting his setup. He skips them, goes to the next, and that's why he trades multiple pairs. Same thing with Kelvin Talent. He trades gold, he trades all of those pairs like that. And you can see him for several weeks or for months. You will not see him post any setup regarding maybe Euro, USD, gold, and stuff like that. And he will just be trading other pairs just because he's not seeing his trading opportunity on those ones. But the next time you see him post any trade on gold, it comes with a lot of accuracy. And I have tracked those guys, I've tracked their win rates, and I see that their win rate is so high. Not just because they trade a lot of pairs, it's just because of the level of, how do I put this now? The level of precision you get. They are patient enough to wait for those pairs to align with their trading system, and they are not just doing it on one particular pair, because the frustration of waiting will definitely come in. So they do this thing across multiple pairs. So they are comfortable while they are not getting a trading opportunity in this particular pair, they are seeing trading opportunity in this particular pair, and that frustration doesn't come in easily. So you see now, the thing is, if you want to be a one pair guy, be fucking ready to wait. You get, just be ready to wait. You get, and if you also, now here's the line. If you are also trying to trade multiple pairs, also put at the back of your mind that it requires a lot of discipline as well. You can never take discipline and patience from the equation, but the frustration gets a lot higher when you focus on just one pair, because then you have to wait. And the whole point of this video is, I know there are certain pairs you just like their movement, the price action, the way they move and stuff like that. But put this at the back of your mind. There are certain times that your trading system will not fit into the market condition of that pair at the moment. There is no point forcing it. Just move into the next pair. And if you are strictly a one pair guy, then wait. No matter how long it takes for you to wait. Even if when the frustration of waiting starts to step in, you just have to wait. Instead, you enter that thing called losing streak, and you just start giving free money to the market. Okay, but if you are not strictly a one pair guy, just move to the next pair. And if you are not seeing your setup at that particular point, just wait. The market will reset again. Just like I give an example of myself. For the whole of last week, I had no trade, and that was because I was strict on my rules, and I appreciated the fact that I was able to stick to my rule that way, because I know that at the whole point of this thing, it's not about catching trade and stuff like that. It's about how I'm building myself to become a more profitable trader. Okay, and now look at it this week. Now I already got 2 good trades running, and I got one TP smashed already, which I'm posting like this, as I said. So that's just the point of the whole thing. So yeah, I wish us all well.